Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. As you've probably heard, or you do know if you live here, Thailand is going through some pains right now with COVID. The tourist industry is totally shut down. There is very few, if any, tourists going around Chiang Mai right now. The restaurants in the old town area are desolate. Places are closing left and right. I've heard this ever since I've been here. I've been here 4 months now, so I've been here only during the COVID time. I have no idea what this place is like whenever it's not COVID. I've heard stories that there's people everywhere. There's lines to get into restaurants. And for me, that's just, it sounds crazy because I can go into any restaurant that is open and you just waltz right in. And I've heard that a lot of Thais are struggling and their income's been affected because they can't open up. They were in the tourism industry, whether it be a restaurant, giving tours, whatever it may be. There's a lot of people out of work, a lot of people are sick. And I see these things, on the internet, on the news, and I noticed, there's not very many people out and about. But I never really saw it up close and personal how it's affecting the Thais. Now go back to about a week ago. I was on one of the forums, I think it was one of the forums for expats in Thailand, and there was a Thai woman on there asking if there were people who were willing to give their time up to help cook food, donate food, cook food, and she happens to she happens to own a restaurant. So she's like, if you bring me the food, I'll cook it and we'll serve people in need here in Thailand. So I responded back, said, what can I do to help? And she said, get either long beans or rice. Well, that sounds easy enough. Well, I don't know what long beans are. I do now, and we'll get to that when we get to the video. I understand why they call it long beans now. But she asked me to get rice. Sounds easy enough. If I was in the US, there may be 3 or 4 choices of rice, Uncle Ben's and some bags of Thai rice and some other things. But here, I went to Big C Extra and went to where they were selling rice, and there's not like an aisle of rice. It's like on these big, it's its own thing. It's this big stack of different rices, all written in Thai script. So I have no idea what it says. And there's so many different rices. And I took a picture at Big C Extra of this big thing of rice. I sent it to the girl coordinating this whole thing. And I asked her, what rice am I supposed to buy? And luckily, she recognized what rice I needed to buy, something she uses in a restaurant. And she was able to circle it on the picture, send it back to me. So I got the rice. I got 3 bags of it, put in the back of my motorcycle. And I went to Old Town, where her restaurant is located, and met the most wonderful people from all around the world. I think there were 2 people from Australia, 1 guy from Tahiti, the first person from Tahiti I've ever met. Let's see, we also had, I think there's 3 other people other than myself from the USA. There was British girl was there, and let's see, there was also, Russia. Girl from Russia was there, and a guy from Serbia, and a girl from France. So as you could see, there was plenty of different expats from all over the world, and we all met at this restaurant owner's restaurant, and we cut onions and chopped those long beans. Anyway, this is kind of what it looked like.
Hey, Mom.
She can.
We're gonna put it on onion.
I'm really focusing to do my best job for your footage.
Tahiti cutting.
Really?
Yeah,
Is it that
that's,
difficult?
that is right.
About the same.
ไม่ก็คือที่ใส่แล้วอะเราเอาวางเรียงตรงนี้ก่อนได้ไหมคะ
ได้ค่ะ พี่ก้อยมีถุงพลาสติกอันนี้อ่ะ
Can I change spaces with you? Is that okay?
กี่กล่องกี่กล่อง
I want to
ราคาเหรอ
100.
61 นะ
200.
I want to do 100 for now.
No worries.
Okay, that's perfect.
So what is that you're making exactly?
We're gonna make pad krap pao, which is stir fry, chopped long bean with minced pork, fake of course, and basil.
And you said this is your second week
Second week.
for feeding people in need?
Yes, and hopefully we can do this every Sunday. Until no one support me, I may continue on my own.
Well, I'm glad to see you have volunteers.
Thank you, and thank you for coming.
แต่ว่าโนแฟนอะ
So you guys think you're better than me, huh?
Think or no?
Oh.
Because the neighbor go with us, right? She makes some tom yum chicken, and then, you know, we
'Okay, as you can see from that video, we had a pretty good time getting everything ready. Different people donated different things. And then after that, we drove to a location. I'm not even sure where we were at exactly, but it was in front of a temple. And that's when I saw the need for the food and kind of the situation of Thailand right now. And it looks something like this. All right, so we now have the food to where the people are, and we're going to be distributing it. But I'm just going to show you exactly how long the line is and what it's like right now in Chiang Mai. So the line starts way back here. I'm going to walk you all the way up to the front where we're all serving food. So as you can see, there's a line going on a long way. Right here they're doing the hand sanitizing. Down here they're going to do their temperature check. And we are at the outside of a temple. And here is all the food that we have been making. And here is everyone now distributing it to everyone. All right, so when I go by you, say what country you're from.
America.
America.
America's not a country.
Right. Serbia.
I know you can
Australia. Australia.
the United States.
Tahiti.
Tahiti. In the back.
France.
I don't want to say America.
France.
Bangkok.
All right.
Australia.
Australia.
South Thailand.
Thailand.
Yeah, I'm from Thailand.
We have Russia.
Thailand. England.
Okay, you can see from that it's quite the scene. It was very moving for me. I see that there is a big need for people around here, and I was glad to see that there were some expats and Thais. I didn't mention that. There were Thai people, of course, helping as well. I mentioned all the expats, but there were Thais helping as well. As a matter of fact, it was the Thai girl that coordinated the whole thing in the first place. So it was good to get a little bit of everyone together and to be able to have this one goal in common. And the food that we were serving that day was vegan, and I'm not that familiar with vegan food or anything like that. So it was a new experience listening to different people talk about vegan food, why they chose to be vegan, and that good stuff. I'm from South Carolina in the United States, and that's where we do pig roasts. I was born and raised in Florida. We cook alligator tail, so going without meat isn't something I've ever even considered before. But it was very interesting getting to meet all these people and to get together for a common cause to help the Thai people, and I look forward to seeing them in the future. And anyway, I just thought I would give you that little update of my experience with this, and I have a new appreciation for the situation here in Thailand. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and Khap Khun Krap.